going to meet, but I don't think I need to because you could hear it from the crowd. He is meeting Azerbaijan's best. Their super heavyweight, who doesn't have one RSC in this tournament, Nick, and no, he doesn't have two. All three of his contestants have been stopped early, and he's going to now go in there and try and make it a fourth and get to the top of the mountain tomorrow night against Anthony Joshua. If he can, the walls may come crumbling down here at the Haydar Aliyev Sports Center.
Yeah, listen to the cheer from the crowd. The name of the Azerbaijani boxer that Castle is referring to is Magemedrasul Medzhidov, world rank number 2. He's a World Series boxing fighter. He's out of the Baku fires. Second in the individual finals on the World Series of boxing. Russian-born, but an Azerbaijan boxer now. Both his brother and cousin successful boxers. He's been training in Miami. I know, Castle, you know a lot more about this than I do, but he's been sparring with the likes of Oliver McCall, Sherman Williams, Ray Austin, Mike Momo. His goal is to win the Olympics and then turn pro. And the question is it going to happen here? The boos are for the first men out, who will be in the red corner. This is Ivan Dychko from Kazakhstan, 21 years of age, 6'7", 102 kilos, national champion. A very tall, powerful opponent for the big man from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you mentioned he was been training in Miami. Another great Olympian that comes to mind that trains out of the 5th Street Gym, the great one, Muhammad Ali. So Miami and Angelo Dundee have a long, storied history of producing Olympic champions right out of Miami, although at the time, Ali would have been coming from Louisville. However, certainly throughout the majority of his professional career, training out of the 5th Street Gym in Miami. So Ivan Dychko is really going to have his hands full, particularly once the crowd starts to get at full bore. And I think they're only at about 10% right now.
This man is a giant, the Kazakhstani boxer Dychko. Here's Medzhidov.
They say the bigger they are, the harder they fall, Nick. Might we get a taste of that tonight?
World rank number 2 and rank number 2 from the World Boxing Series for last season. And the start of the new WSB Tour is just under a month away. 12 teams will be battling it out. David Luardo, the referee from the United States of America, who will meet Britain's Anthony Joshua in the final of the Super Heavies. Well, if there's 5,000 spectators got anything to say about it, it is the man in the blue corner. But look how big Dychko is in the red. And tell us, Castle, what is the tactic for the smaller man against the giant from Kazakhstan?
Well, you know what? Whatever I think seems to be probably irrelevant, because I could tell you what Medzhidov thinks, because I've watched his first 3 bouts, and he thinks the surest way to victory is to plow his way through. And you know what? With a big puncher that he is, I would have to agree. You're going to probably see him try and get inside that long jab of Dychko and try and lay the heavy shots to the belly and, more importantly, to the head. He definitely swings for the fences, Medzhidov, and he has the power behind both hands to do it.
Good start for the Kazakhstan boxer in red, and boxing cleverly, using his reach, using his height. It's good jab work. He's scoring. It might not be exciting, it might not be dramatic, but it's points that bring prizes in amateur boxing. And it's a good start from Dychko. He's not afraid of this opponent and showing good skills, staying calm.
Right, but he needs to be cautiously aware. He cannot really, I don't believe, he does not want to get into a slugging contest with this big slugger. I think he needs to stay focused, use that jab, and box from the outside. And if he does, he may just stand a chance at outpointing the Azerbaijani boxer.
That's got to be his game plan here. It's got to be the tactic for Dychko. As you said at the start of this bout, Medzhidov has stopped every opponent throughout this tournament, and he's looking to do the same here. With Dychko ahead by my account, halfway through the first round.
Now, Dychko should keep his hands up. He should never get comfortable, not for one moment, not with this big puncher who packs a wall up in both hands. He needs to keep both his hands up, does Dychko, and use that jab, because one lunging left by Medzhidov is all it's going to take for lights out for Dychko.
And Medzhidov trying his best to draw in the Kazakh boxer. Trying to put together his first combinations, Medzhidov. Oh, there's one of those big hits.
That's that big right hand, Nick.
Over the top, right on target, and Dychko's feeling it already. And Medzhidov can sense that he's hurt, wounded, the Kazakhstani boxer. For the first time, with 25 seconds to go in the opening round, and Dychko feels the force and power of Medzhidov.
Now Medzhidov doing a decent job going back to boxing. However, I got to tell you, I'm really concerned about his hands being so low. It's a recipe for disaster when a boxer boxes with his hands so low, and that's unbelievable. That's the end of the round.
Well, the crowd can see the scoreboards in front of the ring before you can. We've got to be honest here. And the huge cheer is for nothing more. The graphic will be up in a couple of seconds. And Medzhidov has got the advantage. I didn't have it that way. I had it the other way round on my score. But as we said earlier, I haven't been right that many times this week. And I think that those points from Medzhidov have come from some pretty effective and efficient body punches. There was that big right that really thundered in. There is the confirmation. And the reason why you hear the big cheer before you see the graphic. Medzhidov 4, Dychko 3. 1 point in it.
Yeah, and one thing you could notice already in the corner, Medzhidov looking a little bit tired in there, taking deep breaths. He doesn't look like he's in the best shape that he could be in, maybe carrying a few extra pounds, and I hope he didn't punch himself out in round number 1. The style he's employing of chasing Dychko around the ring, throwing big bombs, is only going to serve to tire him out and really come back to haunt him if it doesn't work out in his favor, because the third round may be an opportunity for Dychko to take advantage, as long as Dychko does not fall too far behind on the scorecard.
Sticking to his plan, Dychko. Same tactic in the second as the first. Using the jab, keeping Medzhidov at bay. Trying to avoid this. Good jab again from Dychko in red.
Dychko should be using that jab both as an offensive and a defensive weapon. Defensive to keep Medzhidov off of him, and offensive to set up the big right hand.
Halfway through the second round. Medzhidov has the 1 point advantage from the first. Oh, better work from Dychko. The combination's starting to work. Maybe you were right, Castle. Is Medzhidov starting to get a little tired?
Yeah, well, Dychko is really going to stay on that jab like that. And look at those long right hands. He brings them straight on. And Medzhihov's problem will be that if Dychko really does start to gain some confidence off of that jab in this round, and Medzhidov is unable to capture him with the big haymakers that he's throwing, might Dychko be able to start to pull away in the third round? Might Dychko be pulling away in this round? It was only 1 point margin going into the second.
Dychko tries his big right. Oh, Medzhidov even picks up the giant from Kazakhstan, puts him on, throws him on the canvas.
The old bull rush. Now what is going on here? The referee is sending Dychko to the neutral corner as he does the same for Medzhidov. There's 39 seconds left in round number 2, and the doctor is coming to check the nose of Medzhidov, although it's interesting I don't see blood. The referee may have seen something that we haven't.
It's right on the top of the nose that's bleeding. For the first time in this second round, the combinations start to come through from Medzhidov. The crowd are on their feet once again. Oh, big punches from the Azerbaijani boxer. 10 seconds and counting. Can he put in a few more before the bell goes to finalize the second?
It's like chopping down a redwood tree. One strike of the axe at a time.
Well, the crowd delighted with that. Once again, they get to see the scoreboard before you, our viewers, and thus the reason for the huge cheer. But a flurry again, Castle, of great punches from 15 seconds to the bell. From Medzhidov, of course.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's maintained his lead through 2 rounds. Again, conventional wisdom says that the Azerbaijani boxer wins by laying out the opponent, by stopping his man in the tracks. However, the Kazakhstani boxer, the taller boxer, the longer arms, perhaps the more effective jab, has been outboxed by the Azerbaijani boxer. So go figure.
Medzhidov now draws still 1 point clear, and they tie for that round at 4-4. Still nothing between these two super heavyweights. This is the third and final round, and both the boxers will know that they've got to put a little bit more out there to secure their place in the final and to meet the English boxer Anthony Joshua. Good jabs, as we've seen all through these 3 rounds from Dychko to get the action underway. Medzhidov looking for the big hit, as he has been all through the bout and as he's been dishing out all through this championship.
Straight jabs by Medzhidov. They're doing him wonders. He would be well served to keep turning, though, to use his lateral movement. He doesn't need to stand there and make himself an easy target for Medzhidov. He should make Medzhidov work for that big shot. If he's going to land it, he should have to work for it. Otherwise, it's just like hitting a heavy bag in the gym. And here comes Medzhidov pushing the action. You hear it from the crowd. He's able to get Dychko back on the ropes. And Medzhidov has apparently enough energy in the tank to keep throwing bombs 1 minute into the 3rd round.
As if on cue, Medzhidov raises his game, digs deep and puts another set of another combination together, and his jab's working. Straight jab punch, and Dychko's hurt. There's another wonderful hook. And the referee is going to give Dychko a count, understandably so. Not as many punches as perhaps we'd like to see, but those that are going through are really hurting the Kazakhstani boxer.
Yeah, Nick, that left hand by Medzhidov buckled the knees of Dychko, and you saw it right away, and so did the ref, hence the standing 8. And now Dychko is looking on Queer Street. Will he be able to make it through the final minute and 20 seconds of this round?
Is Medzhidov of Azerbaijan going to stop another opponent? It's known as an RSC. The referee stops the contest, but the American ref happy for this to continue. Just over a minute in the 3rd and final round. You know, so far now, Medzhidov, by our account, here in the box, ahead.
Medzhidov's punches land with such a thud, like a ferry pulling into the slip. They really bang when they land.
Oh, and he's still putting them together. Dychko's out of gas.
He needs to use his jab, Nick, more than ever. He needs to, for survival's sake, his instinct needs to be to get his hands up and use his jab to keep Medzhidov off him. Again,
Referee wants to look at the cut right on the bridge of the nose of Medzhidov. It's not a bloody nose from the nostril, it's just right on the top, or the bridge as we call it. But again, it doesn't seem to deter Medzhidov. 30 seconds left in this 3rd and final round, and the local hero still has more to give.
Dychko with a little hop on his step.
Yeah, slip there from Medzhidov. Sorry, Castle.
No, this is great boxing. It's exciting. Very exciting boxing right here.
Uppercut seemed to go through from Dychko. Tough to see from this angle here. You can hear the crowd counting down the seconds. What a brilliant 3rd and final round. from the second-ranked boxer in this competition. And Medzhidov from Azerbaijan surely pulled it out of the fire in that third and final round with those big punches that we've been enjoying throughout these AIBA World Championships. Brave performance from Ivan Dychko, but I'm not sure he's done enough. And he may have the crowd on his side, but he's let his boxing do the talking in this semi-final.
Yeah, Medzhidov is just, you know, a beast. He really is. He's a mauler, he's a brawler, and he's a beast of a man. And I pity anyone that has to stand in there and trade punches with him. Dychko, to his credit, just withstood the barrage, the fuselage of punches that came from Magemedrasul Medzhidov. Now we await the score. One man goes on, the other goes home.
Here comes the result. Medzhidov has done it. The crowd are delighted. Dychko takes a bronze medal home to Kazakhstan. And the Azerbaijani boxing fans have their hero in the final. And he'll go up against the British boxer, Anthony Joshua. What a great performance. Just when we thought Medzhidov was running out of steam, he dug deep and pulled it off. 16-9. That's a good result, a confidence-building result. Castle, my question for you, how do you think Anthony Joshua is going to get on with Medzhidov in the big final, the last final of tomorrow's action?
Well, for one thing, we could say, how did Anthony Joshua stop his last opponent? He bloodied him up. He threw that straight jab straight down the pipe, and he bloodied his nose. What has been the biggest problem tonight for Medzhidov? It's the bloody nose. So I'm concerned for Medzhidov that if Joshua continues to employ that straight, long jab, that it may not be able to go the distance, that Medzhidov may get stopped. If, on the other hand, Medzhidov could land that big punch on Anthony Joshua, then like for all his other opponents, it will be lights out.
Well, the action starts at 2 p.m. Azerbaijani time, the first of the finals, the first of the 10 gold medals that are to be awarded at these AIBA World Championships, and I'm sure you will agree, finishing with the super heavyweights is going to make a sensational finale with Anthony Joshua going up against Medzhidov. But there will also be some amazing clashes, starting with the light flies. And Castle, any for you that you think will rise a little bit more above the others? Any particular bouts that we should watch out for or you're looking forward to?
Well, you know, that Lomachenko kid, you gotta love his style. I mean, he brings fireworks. He redefines the notion of pure boxing and pure punching. So, I mean, as far as Lomachenko is concerned, it's always a treat to watch him. Anthony Joshua, I gotta say, I mean, he's just a joy to watch, and he's such a success story at such a young age. I'd say that those two could be two of the biggest bouts that I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
There are British boxers, there are Ukrainian boxers, there are Azerbaijani boxers. It promises to be a scintillating final day here in Baku as the World Championships come to a close, and we'll be back tomorrow at Saturday afternoon. Thanks to AIBA for a cracking set of semi-finals. It's finals day here tomorrow. From Castle Chalice and Nick Fellows, goodbye for now.